Hi, I'm Nate Austin from Mytech Partners. In this Mytech Brief session, we are going to cover one of the most expensive hours of your week, the department meeting. Every week, we have the opportunity to be effective and to provide value to our team, or have everyone dread the reoccurring waste of time. In this session, we're going to cover some of the most common issues we hear from leaders relative to running department meetings. Before we dig into our content, here is an honorable mention of our mug sponsor. Ask me about my dad jokes. You never have to guess whether a joke is a dad joke because they're apparent. Now, let's get started by showing you how to run department meetings in Teams. I like to start with the calendar view. If you navigate to the left-hand side of the Teams window, you see the calendar tab that will allow you to see the calendar view. Then if you scroll all the way to the other side of the window, you see the new meeting button with a drop-down that allows you to schedule a meeting. I've already done this for this illustration. Double click on that item there and see I've scheduled the operations team weekly meeting, very creative name for an operations team meeting, and scheduled the date, the time, and made it a recurrence. Notice I did not add any additional attendees. I very specifically am choosing to use the operations team and the respective channel in which I would like to meet, which automatically then adds everyone who is a member of that team to the calendar appointment, and it automatically puts the item on their calendar. Then you can also reserve a conference room, and it then embeds the meeting link into the invite. And so I'm going to go over here and close, even though if you're in it, you can also join from here. But I want to illustrate how most likely you're going to be joining is by seeing this view, clicking one time, and then clicking the join button. It pops up the window to choose your settings, and you can hit join. While that is joining, I will navigate over to the Teams section of Teams. Thank you, Microsoft, for making that simple and clear. And as you can see in the Operations Team General channel, we have a meeting started, and your team will see that. And if you navigate to the channel as we have done, you also can join from the channel itself by clicking that button there. Now we're all in the meeting. Let's move over to keeping track of your agenda and your notes. One of the first common problems that we hear from organizations about running team meetings. So there might be many different ways in which you've done this in the past. This is the way in which I'd recommend, which is using the Wiki tab, which is a default tab whenever you create a new channel. You always have the Wiki tab. Now, in this example, I've renamed it to Agenda and Notes, and I've provided some examples of what a standing meeting agenda could look like. It's a very common agenda that we see across different organizations and industries. And I like to illustrate, like week over week, you can just add a new section, which is what I've done down here. And I've created one for next week's meeting because I wanted to give an example of what you could do is you can add a new agenda item. If I'm a team member and I want to add a new agenda item, I want to make sure we talk about this in our next week's meeting. Well, I can add that item here. And I do recommend making next week a date or something like that, not just saying it's next week's meeting. But if I want to make an adjustment to the regular recurring meeting standing agenda, I can make the agenda item up here. So this is a place in which you can keep track of your standing agenda, your current agenda, and then keep notes all in one spot. So if anyone needs to, if they miss the meeting or if they want to go look at notes, this is where they go do it. Now, one of the next steps that we see from folks is looking at metrics and goals. I could show you a dashboard. I'm not going to show you that today, even though you could use PowerBI or some other third-party dashboard tool. But very common, I want to illustrate one of the most common things that we see is just using an Excel spreadsheet. Now, putting that Excel spreadsheet into the Teams folder and in the SharePoint, you're enabling it to be multi-user edited. So this is an example where someone could come in here and edit, and anyone on your team could be coming in here and updating their information. You could have different tabs for the different team members if that's how you would operate. But the idea is that you could easily have a metrics spreadsheet that's kept here, again, or you could use something like Power BI or some other analytics tool. But we're not going to get that deep today. We're just showing you how to run the meeting in Teams. So we've hit metrics and goals. Now I want to go to action items. This is one of the most common problems we also see is that action items sometimes aren't even captured. If they are, they're buried somewhere in notes or an email that was sent out. And then the manager is responsible for having to remember action items. So what I recommend is clicking on the plus tab like I just did, using an application called Tasks by Planner. Clicking on that, it's going to open up this option to say, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to create a new plan? I've already done that, so I'm not going to create a new plan, or I use an existing one. So I'm going to click that and choose Action Items. Now what you're going to see is it pops up a new tab called Action Items. Again, I'm very creative when I name my tools. And this allows you to see the action items that have been assigned to different team members. I like the option to group by due date. So it very easily allows you to see tasks that are due today, next week, or into the future. And also, if you click on this, it allows you to see the different ways in which you can set yourself up for success by adding additional notes down here or putting sub-checklist items so that JF knows that these are the things that he is supposed to do by this due date. So that's keeping track of action items. One of the reasons I love about this is it integrates into other task management capabilities of 365, but it creates group visibility, which helps with individual accountability. It's one of my favorite aspects of Tasks by Planner. So now that we've hit our action items, let's talk about issues and discussions. Yep, you guessed it. I'm going to create another tab for that. One of the challenges that we see, and I'm going to use the list tab, one of the challenges we see is that issues might be kept track in individual notes or agenda items. But the problem is then you have to copy and paste those back and forth between different meetings or remember to move them forward because you don't always get to every issue at the same time. You could create a list, which there are different templates that are here and available. For instance, that's what we can do here. But I actually am going to choose, there's different templates you can use, but I'm going to use an existing list. And it's going to give me the option to say operations issues list because that's the only list that's available in my, and that's good. I don't want to create a list. I want to add an existing list. Sorry about that. I don't know why it prompted me to add one when I was, create one when I was already adding one. So here's what it looks like. One of the things that I like, it can show you the different issues, something that came up in the meeting. I also like the ability to very quickly and easy click this and open it up in SharePoint. So that pops up the issues list in SharePoint, which does make it a little bit easier, and that way you're not navigating back and forth in the Teams window. So one of the things you can do here that I like is, so let's say you come into your weekly meeting and you want to filter by, I don't want to look at anything that's completed because we've already completed it. So I want to filter by anything that's open, click apply, and now I see the 2 items that are on issues list. And then I could also choose to filter by how old they are or by their priority if that's what I choose to do. And then an easy way to edit them is click and edit in grid view. And then I can say this issue, set ourselves up for success. We discussed this, and here was the conclusion. Or we also created an action item. So you can keep some notes for yourself, and then I can come in here and say this issue's been completed, make a note of that, and then all I have to do is hit exit in grid view, and there we go. That issue goes away. Not only did it save it, but it went away because I had the filter on for only looking at open items. All right, so now we've touched on a bunch of items relative to teams and issues list. I'm going to go back to our agenda notes. Now you've been able to keep track of those items. As a bonus, this methodology also fits very well with the Entrepreneurial Operating System. And one of the key concepts of EOS is a concept called Rate the Meeting, which allows your team to provide feedback on how the meeting went. And if the meeting didn't go well, how could we have made it better and how can we improve next time? So you guessed it, click on the plus tab. We use the Forms tool and application to be able to do that. And I've, of course, already created a new one called Rate the Meeting. Again, very intuitive. The options you have when you add an existing form is collect the responses, which is what I want to do, or if you just want to show the results of a survey, that's another thing you can do too, or you can open it up for editing and collaboration in this tab. For the sake of this exercise, I want to collect the responses, hit save. So now that's what that's doing is it's popping in this Rate the Meeting tab in here and allows me to, once I click on that tab, I can actually now fill out the survey. So I can say, I can randomize the questions so the same person doesn't come up first every time, rate this one 8. Notice I can also do a numerical, I can also do a star scale, I can do a star scale here, or maybe just a 1 to 3 scale. So there's different ways in which you can do this. You can also add notes to why the meeting went well or poorly. There you go, and then you can hit submit. So now quickly and easy, all you had to do is click on the tab and it allows you to fill out the meeting. So I'm going to come back to the agenda notes. Now we have gone through everything on our meeting, so we can do a quick wrap up. And then I would come in here and actually say, here we are going to end the meeting and end the meeting for everyone. So now we have concluded the Teams meeting. And we've concluded how to run a department meeting in Teams. We hope this Mytech Brief session will help your organization have more effective department meetings in Teams. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe for future videos. Feel free to check out our other videos on this topic and check out mytech.com for more resources on cybersecurity, Microsoft 365, strategic IT planning, and everything else we do to make IT easy for our clients. Thanks again for watching, and we hope to see you again soon. Until then, be productive and stay secure.